What is happening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another review session done by yours truly, Mr. Chart Manos. Without further ado, here we go. We're going into our charts, and like always, we're going to review our three favorite pairs, which is US 100, US 30, and DAX 40, right? So the main purpose of these review sessions is to get an insight of what has happened in the markets today, and what lessons we can take away from these. So without further ado, let us go into our markets and let's see what has happened. So as you can see on this chart, this is the DAX 40. So I couldn't find a clear analysis with this. So when you don't find a clear analysis, there's no point of you analyzing a chart if you don't find the opportunity. There is going to be other opportunities that present themselves. Other people would have seen an opportunity with regards to this pair, but myself, I didn't see anything with regards to this pair. So that's why, hence why we got this big question mark over here. So the next pair that we're going to move on to is US 100, and here we go. We got US 100. So as you saw on the higher time frame, or as you saw in the beginning of this analysis, is that we've identified our area of value, right? We identified our 4-hour area of value. We drew this over here, and that determined where we could see where market is going, or what market is doing at all. What market is doing. So as you can see, market came from an impulsive phase, retest, impulsive again, and it was doing a retest phase as well, right? So it's at the bottom over here, this data wasn't printed, so we didn't know that price was going to push to the downside. But remember what we always do when we try to enter into a market, or when we try to execute a trade, is that we wait for the break, the retest, the rejection of a zone, and the upward momentum of that particular zone. So with that being said, let us go into our lower time frames to get a clear analysis of what is really going on with this chart, right? So as you can see on the previous day over here, as you can see, price did push to the downside. It pushed to the downside and broke this area, that's 4-hour area of value. So now we saw it broke there, it closed below that 4-hour value. So now what we can see now, based on this information here, is that price is now under our area of value, and now we can look for sales. But this is all depending on when price pushes to the upside, rejects this area of value and pushes down. So as you can see, we find our trading zone, or our trading area of value, to determine where we're going to trade, or how we're going to trade for the day, right, as intraday traders. So as you can see, I drew this area of value, which is our resistance, and this area of value, which is our support. Like always, we know this is our area of value because when price gets to that level, it does a significant move or it reacts in a particular manner, right? So as you can see, price acted as support, as resistance here. It's resistance, support. Broke here, it was acted a little bit of support, but now as you can see, now it acted as resistance. So now when we zoom in, and let us go on to the 15-minute time frame, sorry. Now we've got a clear picture of what is really going on, right? So price broke to the downside, it closed below here, and you see is multiple candles that are closing below this area, right? This was all printed yesterday. So now what we had to wait for is price to print a little bit more data so we can make an analysis based on this new data that we have gotten, right? So now as you can see, price got to this level, it rejected the zone, and as you can see, price paid out in this area, or whatever the case may be, it paid out in this area, and price got to this significant area, right? Got to this area, it rejected this area, pushed it upside, got back to this area, tried to break this area, couldn't, and as you can see, rejection, and it pushed the upside, right? So now we see price push back to the upside, and now price is printing data that we can now determine what we're going to do with regards to this chart, right? So now, because we zone to zone traders, or we execute trades closer to the zone and not far away from the zone, so price did move to this direction, and as you can see, there was bullish momentum. So now what we had to do as traders is be patient and wait for price to get to our area of value to determine whether we're going to enter the trade or we're not going to enter the trade, right? So now as you can see, price pushed up, it got to this level, and as you can see, we wait, like our golden rule all the time, before market open or after market opens, we wait 15 minutes to see a clear direction of where price is going. So as you can see, this is the first 15 minutes of when market open. As you can see, market played around in this area, it got back to this downside. So now this is still within our 15 minutes rule. So we waited for price, it got to this area, and now we see price moving up to this direction. So now what we are waiting for is either for price to break above, retest and push the upside, or price rejecting the zone and showing bearish momentum, and that's when we were going to enter into a trade, right? So now as you can see on the 5-minute time frame, we had to establish an area of value on the 5-minute time frame to show that price is going into that bearish momentum, right? So as you can see, price rejected the zone and now it started pushing down, right? So now this is where we determined where we're going to enter a trade and how we're going to enter a trade. So now let's go to our 5-minute and get a clear understanding of what is going on here. So as you can see, price got to this level, it rejected the zone, and now it's showing bearish momentum. So now as we got to our area of value over here, our 5-minute area of value, which is our 5-minute support and resistance as illustrated over here, wait for price to break down, and as you can see, price broke down, it closed above, and it formed a new candle at this area. So this signified the sell entry for us, and this is where we would enter our sells, right? Would enter our sells in this area, and it's a short position. So as you can see, this is how we're going to execute the trade, right? We're going to put our stop loss like that, take that risk, and move all the way to that side, right? So as you can see, this was the risk to reward ratio. So it is basically, in essence, it's a 1:2 risk to reward ratio, which is not too bad at all. So there we got the trade playing out, and as you can see, price got to our area of value, and now it's either you're a patient trader or an impatient trader, or no, I shouldn't say that. It's either you're happy with your profits or you want to milk this trade and ride the trade. So now the reason why I'd still ride this trade, it's because this is a huge retest, right? The big retest. As you can see, price rejected that zone, and I'm expecting a big impulsive move. with this momentum of market open. And as you can see, there we go, we've got price pushing to the downside. As you can see, if you stayed in this trade, this is how much this trade was going to play out for you if you were more patient. So you want to hold the trade for, in essence, about for 2 hours, and this is how much you want to get out of this trade. And as you can see, if you did enter this trade and you entered it how it is illustrated over here, you are going to have a good day with NAS 100. The next pair that we're going to analyze is US 30. This is a pair that I was watching throughout the day. This is a pair that I had my eye on. So as you can see on the higher time frame, 4 hour time frame, we established our area of value. So I can even zoom in like that. Let's do this and let's extend this area of value. So we extend this area of value, sorry, and as you can see, it correlates with this past information over here. So as you can see, price came from a very big impulsive move. It retests this value, signifying that this is the area of value. As you can see from this information over here, it was resistance, big area of value, and price got to this level over here. It pushed the downside, it did its play, got back to this area, broke, retest, as you can see, pushed up again, retested the zone, and it was a very strong zone. So that's a very big area of value. We see price playing out, hitting the retest, and now we can see this rejection of zone, right? So now this week, and this information here was not printed today, right, before we analyze this pair. So now let us take an in-depth analysis on the lower time frame and see what is really going on with this trade and what happened with this trade, right? Just go 15 minutes. So like always, what we always do is that we establish our area of value, right? We establish our area of value based on price printing this data today. So we saw price print this data, and it acted as a level of resistance. Price got to this area, pushed to the downside, acted as an area of support. Price tried to get to this resistance area as well. It didn't reach this area, and going back to our area of support and reacted a bit, right? So now with that being said, now you need to make an informed decision, and with all the experience that you have with trading, or whatever the case may be, or the experience that I have with the trading, is that I did not want to enter sales as yet because price was moving towards our area of value. So what I was waiting for is for price to push to this area, retest the zone, and show bearish momentum, and that's when I was going to enter the trade. But as you can see, price broke, retested the zone, and came back into the zone, right? So if you see on the higher time frame, this area over here is a wick, and it's a rejection of this 4 hour area of value, right? So now we weren't going to take trades either at this area. We wanted it to go back into our area of value, right? So now, because of the information that we got on our 4 hour, what we're expecting is price to break, retest, rejection, which is this zone over here, and showed the wick, bullish momentum, as you can see over here. So now we saw bullish momentum, and this is when we make the informed decision of entering trades, right? So we waited for price to get into our area of value, got back into our area of value, retest this area of value with rejection candles, and as you can see, it got back to this area, rejected the zone, not once but twice on the 15-minute time frame. It showed bullish momentum, and that signified to us the entry of the trade, right? So let's go down to the 5-minute time frame. So this is how I saw this trade, right? So it got to the 5 minutes, and I waited for this candle to close, to elapse, right? I waited for that candle to close, and I entered around about this area right over here. I put my stop loss just below my area of value, and that was my target, right? And as you can see, price did play out as my target is intended, right? And as you can see, it was a push to the upside, got to our area of value, and yeah, there was take profits. There was a take profit zone. So you take profits, and we wait until 3:30. So we waited until 3:30, and this is how price played out, right? Price played out like this, and as you can see, there we got 3:30 market open New York session. Sorry. Now our golden rule is always waiting for the 15 minutes market volatility to elapse, and that's when you would take a trade, right? So as you can see, we got the 15 minutes. So at 3:15 we wait for this, and as you can see, price broke to this area, broke up, we pushed down. So what we were waiting for is waiting for the break, the retest, and the push to the downside. And as you can see, price didn't retest, it pushed all the way down. Now as you can see, price was all the way in this area, so now we don't enter into the middle of a trade, so we had to wait, right? We waited for price to get to this area, we waited for the break, the retest, and as you can see, the break, the retest, and price went back into that zone. So this is where you want to enter into a trade. You want to enter into this trade, and this is how it is going to play out. So it was going to be exactly the same as what we took on earlier on in the day. Sorry, there we go, and we want to put our stop loss just below our area of value. So now, because of the information that we got on the higher time frame, and we know that price is breaking, retesting, and is on an impulsive move, we're expecting price to push even higher, because this is a rejection, this is bearish momentum, this is the whole retest of this zone, and the push, the impulsive move to this upside. And as you can see, price pushed up, pushed down. So some people would be satisfied with the trade taken here and took in profits over here, but because of the information that we got on the higher time frame, we know where price is actually going, we know price, where the direction price is going. So you would just have to hold this trade and take it to this TP based off this analysis over here, based off this area over here. As you can see, this candle over here, and as you can see, this was also a nice risk to reward ratio trade. And yeah, if you were in this trade, you were going to have a nice this was going to be a very nice trade for you, but the emotional threshold, or not the threshold, but the emotional journey that you would have went through with regards to this was going to be very taxing on you. It was going to be very taxing, but if you do know what you're doing, and you are confident in your setup, you're going to hold this trade and make it go all the way to the upside, right? You want to hold it all the way to the upside. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I hope you guys, as usual, have gotten value out of this video, as always, and I hope you guys also learned lessons from it, and you've seen things that you can improve and incorporate within your trading as well. And yeah, I hope you guys got value, and please like the video and comment what more you'd like to see in the videos, and if this video was very informative for you. With that being said, good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another review session. Thank you and goodbye.